Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and thank you so much for tuning in. So as you can see by the title, I'm going to be talking about changes that you might notice when you start to lose weight or when you lose a significant amount of weight. I do think there is a statistically defined amount of weight that you need to lose for you to see very significant changes in your appearance. I read a study earlier. Each and every one of us has a different bone structure, so that means you might not exactly see the changes that I have seen while losing weight, and at the same time I may not see some of the changes that you will see when you lose weight. And I also would like to know, if you've lost a significant amount of weight, what are those changes that you saw and how much weight you had to lose to see those changes. The first change I would like to talk about is that my jaw and cheek fat really reduced. I did used to get Botox last year and even sometime this year, but I found that when I lost a very significant amount of weight, I didn't really need, first of all, I didn't need to use as many units of Botox anymore, and finally, because the results that I got initially I now have naturally because I've lost that cheek fat. So, and I know that that's a result of the amount of weight that I have lost. Another change that I feel was really apparent is that my eyebrows and my eyes seem bigger than they used to be. So how do I explain this? It's like when my face was rounder, my eyebrows looked shorter and my eyes looked smaller, but now I feel like my eyebrows are longer and my eyes also seem bigger because my face is just not as big and my temples are a lot more hollow than they used to be. So if you lose a significant amount of weight, you might notice that your eyes and your eyebrows seem a lot bigger than they used to be. Like my eyebrows seem really long, but they didn't used to be that long before. So yeah, that's another change you might see. So tying in to at point number 8, I believe, is that my cheekbones became a lot more prominent. Like they just seem to be jutting out a lot more, and I know that that's because my temples are a lot more hollow and my cheeks are a lot more hollow. So my cheeks seem like they are popping out, you know, on the side. 7 is that my nose seems to be a lot smaller, especially around the bridge area. So I'm an African, right? So the base of my nose is quite wide. These parts are quite wide, right? But that's not what I'm talking about. It's like the ridge that is on top, the line seems to be a lot more defined than it used to be. And overall, my nose just seems smaller than it used to be. Before, I thought I had a humongous nose and I was even saving up to get surgery in Turkey. I mean, I might still get surgery in Turkey, but I feel like it's less urgent for me now because my nose is a lot smaller than it used to be and it kind of fits my face more. And it makes sense because when you look at the layers of the skin, there's a layer that is made entirely by fats, and when you do reduce that subcutaneous fat, it makes sense that you reduce the width of whatever, you know, organs that skin is covering. If is my jawline, like my jawline. So before last year, I used to have a bit of fat that just used to hang down under here, and I used to edit it out in all my pictures, and I hated it so much. I felt like it was a lipoma. But as I lost weight, I realized that the little out pouch of fat just seemed to go away, and I found that I wasn't editing my pictures the way I used to edit them before. And also, looking from the side, it made my jawline much more sharp. Like I thought my jawline was sharp before because it's not like I was overweight, but I was definitely you know, I'm just not the way I am now. But like this snatched, like being this snatched is just on another level entirely. And like the way it snatches you is something that you have. It's better experienced than explained, and the experience of it is much better than you can ever imagine. Your jawline will be more snatched, it will be more straight. Also, another change that you might notice in your face is that your creases will start to go away. So for me, that was my nasolabial folds, and also I had like this little crease under my eyes that I used to think was because I wasn't sleeping enough. I mean, the truth is that it's like a layer of fat that was here, so it was bunching up the skin, if that makes sense, and it was creating a crease right here. But now I've seen such a huge reduction in that crease. I mean, it's still there, but it's obvious that it was fatty tissue that was making up the bulk of that skin, and that was what was giving me that crease. So you might see an improvement if you have under eye creases, just like me. So we are down to number 4 and another change that you might notice when you lose weight is your neck just looks longer, because your chin, everything, this one goes up and your chest comes down. So for some reason your neck just looks longer. I can't really explain it. Your neck is less chubby, you have less fat covering your nose, so your neck just seems thinner. I don't know why that is, but at least for me, I know that my neck seems smaller. And also the fat that was on your back kind of melts off, so the fat that covers the trapezius muscle melts off, and it gives you that almost like a natural trap tucks, if you know what I'm talking about, like almost like a natural ballerina look, because you just don't have that layer of fat here and here. Yeah, like you just don't have that layer of fat anymore. So it seems like your neck is a lot more graceful and longer. Going into number 4 is that your head might seem very big. Now, I don't really know why I included this in this video, because I said this video was going to be an encouragement video, and your head looking big is not really an encouragement. I mean, it's not really a disadvantage either. No offense to big heads, but you might notice that your head just seems bigger than your body. So I noticed that a lot of girls who are really skinny, their head, like if you're not tall as well, because I'm 167 centimeters, so I'm average, I'm not that tall. So unless you're really tall, that's when you lose weight, your head still seems small. But for those of us who are average, 5'6" or lower, your head might seem bigger than your body. But it's not entirely a bad thing, to be honest. It's just a thing, and you might notice that people will tell you that your head is bigger, but it's fine. And to me, I rather have a bigger head and reach my weight loss goals than to have, you know, a bigger body and not reach my weight loss goals. So the next change, number 2 change that you might see a lot when you start to lose weight, is that you might notice that you don't need big hairstyles anymore. So when I was at my biggest, I found out that, like, for example, I needed 4 bundles of hair, and I needed my hair to be really long and really full. Now, don't get me wrong, I still love long hair, and I'll probably always get long hair, but in terms of the volume of bundles that I needed more then, and I don't know why. Maybe it's because I felt like it will make my body look smaller. But now that my body is already smaller, I find that I don't really need to use so many bundles of hair to look good anymore, because when I use so many bundles of hair, I look weird. Like I look like a caricature, because your body is small and you're putting in so many bundles. So I found out that thinner hair, or not necessarily hair that is too thin, but I'm able to work with a lot less amount of hair now, and it still looks good on me than, you know, using 4 or 5 bundles. I can do with 2.5 bundles, 3 bundles, even 2 bundles in some wigs, for example. So I find that I don't really need that much volume of hair anymore to give me a nice look. But that could also be because the proportions of my face have changed. And also tying into that, I find that I don't look that good in heavy makeup as I used to look. So when my face was rounder, I looked really good when I did harsh contour, because of course my soft or rounder face could take that harsh of a contour, and it doesn't look too much. But when my cheeks started to hollow out on their own, I find that when I put even harsher contour on top of the hollowed out cheeks, I look ghost like. So I had to learn how to do my makeup all over again and use a lighter hand and a lighter contour. So now I just use blush. I don't really use actual contour anymore. So that's another change. You might notice that you don't need to use as much makeup as before, and also you don't need hair that is too big. Like the volume of hair that you need greatly reduces. The number one change that you might notice when you lose weight is that you look younger. So over the years, you notice that when someone is older, they tend to add more weight. So we've come to associate being a bit thicker with growing older. So when you lose weight, you reverse that process. So I've had people who tell me, oh my goodness, you still look exactly the same as you do after we left high school. So those are my friends from high school. They'll say, you look exactly the same. What is your secret? So the secret is that I try to stay in shape, and I'm even thinner now than I used to be in high school. So it looks like I'm still there, if that makes any sense. But it's not like I don't really think there's any other thing that I'm doing, maybe skincare wise, that is making me look like a baby. No, I don't think so. I think it's just the weight control and weight management. And also a lot of my friends from high school, maybe they've gotten married, maybe they've not gotten married, but maybe they've just added weight because of course they have a lot more money now. So they look their age. I'm not saying I don't look my age, but in comparison to them, I look exactly the way I used to look in high school, if that makes any sense. When I was walking everywhere in high school, I'm still walking everywhere now. I was eating boarding school food, which is very skimp on calories, and I'm doing a calorie deficit now. So yeah, that's another pro to losing weight, is that you look a lot younger. And I also wanted to throw in a bonus point that I thought of while doing this video, is that you notice that your voice changes. You notice how you can kind of tell someone's age and who someone is by the way their voice is. I've noticed a change. Like my voice is a tiny octave higher now that I've lost weight. Almost like there is no fat compressing your larynx, so your voice is just not as deep. It's like a bit higher, like a teensy bit higher, like just a tiny bit higher. So yeah, that's a bonus point that you might notice when you lose weight. With that being said, this is an encouragement video, and I just want to encourage everybody that is on a weight loss journey that you should keep going. It might be one of the best decisions you ever make for yourself, single-handedly make for yourself, and it costs $0. Okay, well, it doesn't really cost $0 to lose weight, but it's something you can do for cheap, right? And it makes such a difference in your looks, and you don't have to pay so much for surgery. You literally just have to be disciplined and educate yourself and be consistent each and every day. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this to any of your friends you know that are on a weight loss journey and who this video would encourage.